and welcome. Today is Tuesday, October the 1st of 2024, and it is 1 p.m. Central. I'm glad you're here. I have to just click a couple of buttons here to get some things out of the way, and then so I can see everyone. All right. So how's everyone doing? Can you believe that it is October already? Well, first of all, in case this is your first time here, I am Terry Hartley at Rustic Barn Cards. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator coming to you from Iowa. And here in Iowa today, it is a beautiful day. I think the high is going to be 72 degrees. So we definitely have fall in the air. The trees are starting to change color. Not at its peak yet, but they're starting to change color. I love fall. The only problem is I don't like that next season after fall, called winter. So I wish fall lasted a little bit longer. I'm so glad you're here joining me. If you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, please consider that and click that button that says subscribe. And if you click the bell, you will get notifications when I go live. I generally go live on Tuesday at 1 p.m. Central. All right. Well, I have a couple of fun cards for you today. But before we start on the cards, this is a new month and Stampin' Up! We have a lot going on. So I do want to share some of those things with you. And so I'll do that when I turn my camera down. But today this is my online card class, and which means everyone's welcome to watch. But if you would like the make and take kit for 4 cards, and I know I'm just making 2 cards, so how can you get 4 cards? Well, you will get 2 each of each design. So you'll have a card to keep and a card to send, right? Okay. Well, I'll tell you more about that when I turn the camera down, and let's just go ahead and get started now. And as you come on, say hi. Let me know where you're watching from. I appreciate that. All right, let me turn a couple lights on here. So starting today, Stampin' Up! Has all of their kits up to 30% off in their kits collection. And if you're not sure how to find those kits collection in my online store, just reach out to me. In the description, I have information how you can reach out to me. You can email me. And then we have a wonderful starter kit special. So if you have thought about joining Stampin' Up!, being part of the Stampin' Up! Community, I would love to have you join my Rustic Barn card stampers. And the starter kit special for October. First of all, normally you choose a $125 product and you pay $99 plus tax and free shipping. But for the month of October, you get to choose $155 worth of product and pay $99 plus tax and free shipping. So I have a little QR code that you can scan, or you can also email me with any questions, and I would be glad to talk to you about that. All right. Before I start, I have teamed up with 2 other demonstrators to bring the 12 Weeks of Christmas. That is free. All you need to do is be a newsletter subscriber. And we started that last week. I will be sending out my second week 2 of 12 Week of Christmas in my newsletter today. So go ahead and sign up, and you receive a video and a written tutorial to make the project for this week. Plus, I will add the links for last week. So again, it's free. Just sign up. All right, let's go ahead and get started on our card today. We are going to be using the Potions and Spells And we are going to be using the bundle but right now, the stamp set, you can order the stamp set. The dies will be back in stock on Saturday or maybe before Saturday. So, but you can get the stamp set now. But everything we're doing today, you could actually just take a pair of scissors and cut it out, because the only thing we're really cutting out, well, we are die cutting a couple things, but you could also use scissors and cut them out. But anyway, here is our card, spells and potions, and it opens up like this. And so you can set it just like that on your table. And so it's a fun fold. So this is what we're going to make today. Again, I will be using our potions and spells for our first card. And we will be using the dies. Although, as I mentioned, uh, the only thing is the broom. So the broom is an extra. It is not one of the images where you can stamp it. So I'm going to use this broom. But if you don't have the dies, you could use the bird or you could use the hat in the place of where I'm going to be putting the broom, if that makes sense. And then I am going to use the bubbles pouring out, the potion pouring out of the cauldron. But you could also stamp well, I guess you can't stamp, but you could stamp the bubbles and cut them out and use them instead of this. So just trying to come up with some ideas. If you, but a lot of you I know already have the set, so I hope I'm giving you some ideas for that. All right, let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to show you how to cut the card bases. So I'm going to bring in my trimmer. Hi, Judy. Good to see you. Are you loving this weather or what? So I wanted to show everyone how to cut this. So I've just brought in Cajun Craze. Of course, you can use any color cardstock that you want. And this is our 8.5 by 11. And so this is the 11 here. So I'm going to slide it in and I'm going to cut this at 4 1/4. So I can make another card, but I'm going to lay that aside. And then I'm going to turn this. So I have the long side here. And I'm going to score this right in the middle at 5.5. So I'm going to get my cutting blade out of the way. So I'm going to go ahead and score this at 5.5 and then 8 1/4. So I'm going to open up our arm of our trimmer and I'm going to place it at 8 1/4. And that is all there is to that part. Then I'm going to bring in Pebbled Path cardstock and and this one is going to be 3 1/4 by 10. So I'm going to cut this at 3 1/4. So now I need my cutting blade, which is the darker one on our Stampin' Up! Trimmer. You lay this aside. And then this is going to be a little bit shorter. It's going to be at 10. So 3 1/4 by 10. You can save this for another card. And then I am going to score this again on the long side at 4.5. Yes, Judy, that was Cajun. This is Cajun Craze, the color of this. It's a beautiful fall color. And I'm using Pebble Path right now, and we've cut that 3 1/4 by 10. I scored at 4.5, and then I'm going to score it at 7 1/4. And these are what we're going to use for our card base. So I just kind of wanted to show you how easy that was. So first thing we're going to do is that we're going to fold our Cajun Craze in half because I scored it right in half. And let's see where my bone folder is. I actually have my bone folders clean today, so that is good, right? And then I'm going to, so I fold it in half, and then this one I scored here, I'm going to fold back like this. Okay. And then I'm going to bring in the pebbled path, and we're going to score the one that's right in the middle. I guess it's not exactly in the middle, but it's the longer score. And then this one, we're going to score the opposite way. Okay, let me make sure that I have that right. And I don't. Okay, we're going to score it this way. Okay, we're going to look at that one more time. Okay, so you're going to take this, you're going to score it like this, then open it up, turn it over, and then bring this one up here like this. All right. Now let's go ahead and bring in some designer series paper. And today I'm going to be using designer series paper from, well, actually, this first card is going to have two packs. So I'm using the iconic celebration, and I'm using the sheet that has apples on it because, or not apples, but little pumpkins. They're little pumpkins because that is has Cajun craze, and it's perfect for this time of the year, right? So you're going to need, I've already cut this designer series paper that will fit right in this section here of our card base. And it is 5.5, or it's 5 1/4 by 4, excuse me. So the designer series paper is 5 1/4 by 4. Now today I did check my glue and it was working, but there we go. Sometimes right before I go live, I forget to make sure that my glue is ready to go because I use every little drop of our glue. Okay, so we have that done. And then I'm going to set that aside and I'm going to bring in our pebbled path. And so I have it folded like this. So this is the long piece that we're going to add some designer series paper to. And again, this is from the iconic celebration. And the same as from this. And I'm going to place this right on here. And this is 4 1/4 by 3. So 4 1/4 by 3. Place that right on here. All right, now I'm going to lay these aside right now. We'll come back to them, but we're going to do a little stamping. So I am going to bring in a piece of basic white, and this is just a scrap, okay? And I'm going to bring in our cauldron that I already have on the block. I've already added to the block. Because it's such a large image, I'm going to bring my ink to the stamp. Okay. And then I'm going to stamp this. And I like to hold it down, count to 3, and go straight up. And then I'm going to bring in pebbled path and one of our blending brushes. And that is how I'm going to add color to our cauldron. And I'm going to do that in just a second. You also need another scrap of basic white, and but I've to die cut out a label, and this label is I cut it out from the Greetings of the Season dies, but you can cut it out for whatever that you want. You don't have to. You can just cut out. You don't have to use the Greetings of the Season, and so we are going to stamp spells and potions, and I'm going to do that in our Memento Black ink. Just like that. And then I'm going to bring in basic white so we get all of our stamping done. And this basic white is 2.5 by 3. And you want the 2.5 at the top. And we are going to stamp Happy Halloween. So this is all of these um, stamps are from the stamp set, Potions and Spells. So I'm going to just place that right at the top. So I think I'm finished with my black ink. But I'm going to bring in Moody Mauve. And I'm going to bring our stamp set back in. Because you see these little bubbles here. I want to grab the largest one, because I realized I did not put that on a block. And then I'm going to pick that up here. And we are just going to add some bubbles. Right, like that. And let's go ahead and do a small one too. And you could do, there's 3 of them. You could most certainly find a small block here. You could do one of each. You could do if you wanted to, but we'll just do that right like that. How's that? Okay, so now we're finished with the stamping, but we still need the pebble path. So this is pebble path, and I am going to bring this in so you can see it. Bring our blending brush, and then I'm gonna add some ink, but I always like to start off. Otherwise, you get that kind of that clump right there. So on your image, and you don't want that. So we're just adding the color. So while I'm doing this, again, when you place an order with me, place at least a $35 order with me now through October 6th. I will send you a make and take kit with the pre-cut cardstock, the embossed pieces, which will be on this card. We will, and you will send you enough to make 4 cards, 2 of each of the designs that I'm doing. So I'm making 2 cards today. So your make and take kit will have enough for you to make 2 of this card and 2 of the next card that we're going to make. And you'll get them in time. They'll be sent out next week, and you'll have them in time to make cards to send to people for Halloween. And I think that cauldron looks pretty good. Okay. So close up our pebble path. And some people have blending brushes for every color. I do not. So when I get through here, I will just rinse this out, and it will look just like it'll take about 24 hours a day to dry. So, and then it'll be just like new. So, all right, we're going to go ahead and cut this out. And while we have the cut and emboss machine out, let's go ahead and bring in Thoughtful Journey. I'm using this uh, paper. Got some awesome paper that you can use to make your bubbles, or also we're going to use for here and then for our broom. So this is the paper that I'm going to use, and I've already cut the broom handle out. So let's go ahead. I am going to use the larger cut and emboss machine. I know you can't see it quite as well. Actually, I think I'll just start with this. I'm using this because it's a little bit larger. So I have choices. I think I'm going to use this side so we're going to go ahead and run this through and I think we could do the broom at the same time. Let's make our broom a little bit yellow. So we'll put the broom there. And you always have the flat side towards you, facing you. So we have this piece here that we're going to use, and we have our broom. And like I said, I've already done the broomstick, and I cut the broomstick out of I'm not sure. I think early espresso. When we get to my directions for that, I will tell you. All right, so now I'm going to lay the cauldron here, and this is the die. Now, again, the dies aren't available, but they should be this week. And often they come back, early. But I did check today, and they're not, they're not back yet. But you could definitely take scissors and cut around this cauldron if you don't have the dies. And I just use a little post-it note there to hold that down. And here's our cauldron. I think we're finished with our an emboss machine. So now let's bring things back in so we can get things put together. But first, we have a little coloring to do on our spells and our potions. So let me see. Oh, there we go. I was going to say, I know I laid out our blends. We're going to use just two, Daffodil Delight, and we're going to use Cajun Craze. So I'm going to use the light Cajun Craze, and I'm just going to color the part of the trim on that first book, and then the edge of this, and then down here on potions. Then I'm going to come back with the light Daffodil Delight, and I'm just adding a little bit of color. So we'll come back with the dark and just go over some of those lines here. And I'm going to come back with the light. I'll blend that together. Okay. And that is all I'm going to do. So just a little color. You could do that with pencils or, color pencils, your markers. That would work too. All right. I think we are ready to put this together. So before I do it, I'm going to start with this pebbled path. And I'm going to take pebble path cardstock and I'm going to use this embossing folder. And it is metal, the one it's metal tiles, I believe it's called. Let's see, metal plate. It's a metal plate 3D embossing folder. Okay. And then I've already taken pebbled path and I've already run that through. And this is 2.5 by 3, and it's going to fit right in this middle section of our pebbled path. So I will add some adhesive. And no, it doesn't matter whether you use, which side of the embossed that you use. So I'm going to line this up right here. And then I'm going to take this basic white, which is the same as the pebbled path as far as size. And it is 2.5 by 3. And I'm going to place that right here on this section of our pebbled path. And this is what you will write on. Write your message. I'm going to kind of line it up so it's even with the pebbled path. A little. Here we go. All right. So now we are going to bring in our Cajun craze and we are going to adhere this to our card. So we want it to go, so like when we close it up like this, it will be able to open it up. Okay. And of course, I want this about right here. So I'm just going to kind of place it just like that. And then I see where this crease is. So I'm just going to kind of hold my hand here and I'm going to open it up. But since I'm right-handed, I probably should hold that with the other hand. So let's try it again. So as I'm placing this, I want to make sure that this is kind of in the middle. But before I do that and really mess up, let me bring in some ribbon. We want to add some beautiful ribbon. So this is the striped ribbon and it's iridescent ribbon that we have. And so we're going to add ribbon. We're going to add that right here on our card. We're going to wrap it around. And make a bow. Sure, I'm making a bow facing me. There we go. So I'm going to wrap it around kind of on the left. I feel like I need just a little bit more. So I'm going to pull that. There we go. So you don't want to forget this step because it really adds to your card. And of course, you could use any ribbon that you wanted. I'm going to hold the middle, make a loop, wrap it around. This is very delicate ribbon. It's thin, sheer. It is sheer, so, but it's so pretty. So pretty. All right, let me get my snips. All right, now we can add this and then we can decorate the front. All right, so let's bring this back in. I'm going to place this right here. And I do want to fold it Okay, now I'm going to hold it here and turn it over. And I'm going to add adhesive. And on that ribbon, and then we are going to place this right here. Get it lined up. Before I press it down, make sure there isn't any ink, or not ink, but any glue, and there isn't. So we'll go ahead and press this down. Then we're going to go ahead and we're going to put glue on the back of the Happy Halloween of the Pebbled Path. And close that right like that. And now we're ready to, it opens up, closes, it zips up, and now let's finish our decorations. All right, let's go ahead and start with our spells and our potions. And let's bring in some dimensionals. And we're going to place that about right here at the top. And then we are going to turn over our cauldron and add some dimensionals. Always like to add one in the middle. This is such a fun set. And then we'll just place this about right here. So that's going to cover up. I'm going to bring it over just a little bit. There we go. And it doesn't matter. I'm covering up that opening of the tag that I used of the Greetings of the Season. But you could also, if you don't have it covered up, you can also put a embellishment there. And then I am going to pop our little potions, I guess. It's kind of pouring out of the cauldron. And I'm going to be bringing in my mini dimensionals for this. Didn't realize I had two there. If I can get, there we go. And let's put one right there. Okay, I think that'll work. Those. And then we're going to place this right at the top. Now it's not quite as long as your cauldron, so I'm leaving about the, try to leave about the same amount of space on each side. And then before, we're going to be using some Wink of Stella and some embellishments, but we want to get our broom. So here is our broomstick, and here is our broom. And I'm going to bring in my silicone mat because that way, even though I'm going to use glue dots, it just, the glue dot won't stick on my grid paper. So I'm going to get my take your pick tool. I'm going to pick up a glue dot. I'm going to add it behind the broom part. So I'm going to turn my broom over and I'm going to add it right here behind. And then I can add my handle. like this. Okay. And so then I am going to add this here. And if you noticed, it's a little bit long, so I need to bring my broomstick down just a little bit. So I'm going to add another glue dot. And this time we'll just use it for placement. I'm going to turn it over so the glue dot doesn't land up in. So we want it about like that. Let's see. So there's our, and there we go. Now let's add a dimensional, and I'm going to add one right there. And then I'm going to add just a little bit of glue on our broom's handle. And then we will place that right here. All right. So isn't that cute? Now, if you don't have the dies, you can stamp the bird that's in the stamp set or the cat and put it there if you wanted to. All right. So I am going to bring in my Wink of Stella. Hello. Well, this is a Halloween card. So I'm going to use a Wink of Stella, and it's a fun fold, and it folds like that. And you can set it up. So welcome. I'm going to pull this Wink of Stella to pull the cap off, and I'm going to add some sparkle to the handle of the cauldron. So that is what I'm going to do with the Wink of Stella. Then I am bringing in the basic gray and smoky slate pearls. And I'm going to get a small one and put it right in the middle. And then we added that shine out around it. And then I'm going to go ahead and put embellishment there. And we'll pick up another one and we'll put it right here. So here is our first card. And this is a fun fold. And again, you can get, I will send you the make and take to make 2 of these. And you'll get the designer series paper cut for you, pre-cut cardstock. I will send you the basic white paper so you can do your stamping yourself. You'll get enough ribbon to make two of these cards. So let me know, do you like this card? So you're thinking about that. I hope you like the card. Let's make another card. It's going to be quick and easy. And I'm going to be using some brand new paper called Halloween Spells. And this is it's not in the catalog, but it's an online exclusive. And it's in our scrapbooking brochure that we have, which is also online. So the paper itself is $12.50 in the United States, and you get three sheets of each of these designs I'm going to show you. So you get 3 sheets of 2-sided, and you get 3 sheets of this one. And then this is another, you get 3 sheets of that design, and again, it's 2-sided, and of this. Now, if you would like to get the paper plus a sticker sheet, then in the United States, it's $17. And this is the sticker sheet. Now, you can use it for scrapbooking, but we're going to use this for making a card today. Okay. And over here, you may see it looks just like it's black, but there are like bats, different sizes of bats in here. So you cast a spell on me, so spooky, hello October. So you can use this for cards, or you can use it for scrapbooking. So I'm going to start with our basic black cardstock, and I am going to, then you'll need a basic white, which is 5 1/4 by 4. And then you'll want to emboss it. And I embossed it with this So Swirly embossing folder. And I have already done that. So here is our basic white layer already embossed. I have already cut designer series paper. So I'm going to adhere this. So I'm just going to add some adhesive. Thank you, Judy. I'm glad that you like that card. And I'm going to place this about right here. You could place it all the way over to the end. And then I'm going to add the embossed piece to the front of the card. And then I have taken a circle punch or 2 3/8 circle punch, and I've already punched out basic black. And then I'm going to bring back this sheet. This is a sticker sheet, and I'm going to choose You Cast a Spell on Me. So I'm going to choose that. And then when I add this, you'll have a little bit of the basic black bordering this. So then we're going to turn that over and add dimensionals. So see how quick and easy this card is going to be. Now, again, if you're place at least a $35 order with me before tax and shipping, I will send you make and take kit for 4 cards, 2 of this card and 2 in the other. You may not have this particular, you will have a sentiment for your cards. It may not be exactly like this one, but it will be from that sticker sheet that I just showed you. And it might be this one. So let's just set this right here. And then let's bring back the sticker sheet because I want to add some bats on here. I don't particularly care for the real bats, but at Halloween, these little bats here don't scare me. All right. And then I'm going to be using this ribbon, and this is our black and very vanilla ribbon. And I've already tied it in a bow. So I'm going to bring back our glue dots. And I'm going to wrap that right here. I'm going to bring my bow to my glue dot. I'm going to press down and use my nail to pick it up. And I'm going to place that about right here. And then if I wanted to add another glue dot, I can use my take your pick tool. Because sometimes I like to add 2 just to make sure that, especially if it's going to go through the mail, to make sure that your bow is going to stay attached. And I'm going to bring back the basic gray and the smoky slate pearls. And if you place an order with me now through October 6th, and it's over $50, I will send you a package of embellishments. Okay, so let's go ahead and add these embellishments right here. So this is our second card. Here is our first card. And here is the sample card that I showed you. So you will have, if you place an order with me, at least $35 before tax and shipping this week through the 6th of October, you will get a make and take to make 2 of these cards and 2 of these cards. And I like how that sets up. Hi, Sheila. Good to see you. Yes, I think you would like that swirl in embossing folder, and it's a large one, like the dotted circle one that we have. So I hope that you enjoyed the cards that I made today. And again, don't forget, if you're not a newsletter subscriber of mine, sign up. There's information in the description, and it is free. And each week for 12 weeks, you will get a project that is just exclusive to my newsletter subscribers. I'm not sharing these projects online. So the only way you can get them is to be a newsletter subscriber of mine. So again, that's in the description. There's also in the description information how you can get this make and take kit. Thanks, Sheila. I'm glad you like both cards. Thanks, everyone, for being here and for watching. I really appreciate it. I hope you have a wonderful week. If you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, please do that by clicking that subscribe button. I will see you next Tuesday at 1 p.m. Central